Come with me on my Holland adventure. It includes a ferry, another ferry, trains, and my bike. I took my bike with me from Scotland to the beautiful Netherlands for a bikepacking trip. I got to see fields of tulips, architecture, and windmills, of course. It all began in Glasgow, where I caught the train to the northeast of England. The DFDS Seaways ferry runs frequently from North Shields. It's really easy to take your bike on board, though mine was the only one on this particular sailing. We left around 5:30 p.m. and set sail down the River Tyne, headed for the North Sea. My family live in the northeast, so I felt it only right to give a wave as we sailed out to sea. I headed back inside the ship, looking forward to dinner and a bit of relaxation before my trip. I arrived in Ijmuiden and immediately headed south for Haarlem. I cycled past Windmill de Adriaan, Cathedral of St Bavo, and many canals and cobbled streets. After lunch I headed for Kuekenhof, also known as the Garden of Europe. It's one of the world's largest flower gardens. Approximately 7 million flower bulbs are planted annually. Though mainly known for its tulips, Kuekenhof also features a number of other flowers such as hyacinths, daffodils, lilies, roses and carnations. The cycle paths let me meander through the flowers. The colour, smells and laid-back atmosphere were a delight. I stopped a lot of times to admire it all. Let me know in the comments what you think. From Kuekenhof, I headed west to join the coastal cycle path, which was where my hostel was based. My hostel was perfectly situated next to sand dunes and close to a forest. I'd highly recommend staying here at Stay Okay Noordwijk. It's clean, cosy, and breakfast is included. Staff are friendly and it has a bike storage. It has a restaurant too. My plan for today was to cycle to Noordwijk, Katwijk, Scheveningen, The Hague and Delft. I stopped to listen to the woodpecker. I couldn't resist stopping off at this quaint little cafe by the sea at Katwijk. The well-built path through the dunes is super easy to ride. The sand dunes stretch for many miles down the coast and are often referred to as the Dutch Sahara. I stopped at first to admire the views, but then I heard this bird. I don't know what kind of bird it is. Do you know? Let me know in the comments if you do. I stayed a while intrigued with the sound. I stopped off at Strand Bessenarseslag to admire the beach and the views over the North Sea, where only yesterday I sailed over. I could also see my next destination, Scheveningen, way off in the distance. Arriving at Scheveningen, I took time to look around and enjoy an ice cream on the promenade. I decided to keep on going onward to the Hague. It wasn't long at all before I was in this beautiful city known as the International City of Peace and Justice. I visited Marist House, famous for housing Vermeer's Girl with a Pearl Earring, and Binnenhof, Parliament. I sat in the park with a coffee, watching the ducks and geese wander by. It was so peaceful. After a night in The Hague, I set off early for a cycle to Delft. The cycle again was super easy. I blended in with the commuters on bicycles and mums doing the school run with 2 or 3 children on their bikes. I just love the Dutch family bikes, known as cargo bikes. It made me smile seeing the children sitting inside of them, quite content. Upon arriving at Delft, the first thing that caught my eye was the tower of the old kirk, which leans about 2 metres from the vertical. It was pretty amazing to see. The streets were quiet, and so was the main square, as it was still quite early. I took a look around and went for a coffee and a pastry in a little coffee shop overlooking the new kirk in the main square. I was excited to see the blue heart of Delft. Delft really is a fairy tale city with cobblestone streets and alleyways. It feels like it's a living scene in a painting by Vermeer, one of Delft's most celebrated citizens. If you get the chance to visit Delft, expect to be charmed by its rich history, enchanting architecture, and cosy, intimate restaurants. Arriving in Rotterdam was a contrast to what I'd left behind in Delft. I was keen to park my bike for the night and head to my accommodation, to leave my rucksack there and then get out in the city to explore by foot. This bike park, next to Rotterdam Central, has space for 5,190 bicycles. It was huge. I was so excited to see my accommodation. I was staying in the famous cube houses, part of which is actually another Stay Okay hostel. There is another section, which is a museum. There was a queue of people waiting to get in and have a look around. I felt pretty lucky to be spending the night here. Designed by architect Pat Bloom, the idea of the cube houses is mainly to optimise space as a house to a better distribution of the rooms inside. I found the Stay Okay hostels around Holland excellent value for money. Breakfast was included here. In the cube houses, the location is perfect. Right opposite the unique market hall and not far from Rotterdam Central. I soon headed out to explore this vibrant city. My first stop was the market hall, seeing as it was so close to the cube houses. This is such a unique building, a mix of residential offices with a market hall underneath. It houses 228 apartments and a 4-storey car park underneath. The building inside is adorned with artwork. Named the Horn of Plenty, the artwork shows strongly enlarged fruit, vegetables, seeds, fish, flowers and insects. The artwork got a lot of attraction from around the world. Some call it the largest artwork in the world, or the Sistine Chapel of Rotterdam. Next I ventured down to the river. I thought I'd take the opportunity to catch the water bus, which is line 21, to see the windmills at Kinderdijk. Nothing beats making this trip to the windmills by water. Join me on my next video where I'll be showing you the windmills at Kinderdijk, a unique zebra crossing, a library in one of the most iconic buildings in Utrecht, and a cultural hotspot that was once a derelict shipyard. Thanks for watching everyone. I hope to see you on my next adventure.